Prime Minister Modi is visiting Brunei. It's a trip that's easy to overlook. Brunei does not stand out like some of the other engagements on India's diplomatic calendar. Later this month, the Prime Minister will be in New York to attend the UN General Assembly. Next month, he'll visit Russia again, this time for the BRICS summit. Compared to these, a visit to Brunei seems less significant. But for India's diplomatic efforts in the region, this visit is extremely important. This year, India and Brunei are celebrating 40 years of diplomatic ties, 4 decades. But never before had an Indian leader set foot on its soil. Modi is the first Indian Prime Minister to visit Brunei. When he arrived today, he received the full red carpet treatment. He was welcomed by the Crown Prince of Brunei. Brunei is a unique country. It is a tiny tropical nation in Southeast Asia, home to less than 500,000 people, most of whom are Muslims. Brunei is on the island of Borneo. The country is split into 2 parts, separated by Malaysia. That's right. There's a piece of Malaysia between the 2 halves of Brunei. During the 15th and 16th centuries, Brunei was a powerful sultanate. It controlled large parts of the Borneo Islands, also some parts of the Philippines. But over a period of time, the empire whittled away. By the 19th century, Brunei was struck by conflicts and piracy. In 1888, it became a British protectorate. What does that mean? What's a British protectorate? Brunei Sultan was still in charge, but he had no control over foreign affairs and defense. These were controlled by London. But despite Britain's protection, Brunei kept losing land. The British controlled it for almost 100 years. Finally, in 1984, they were ousted. And since then, the Sultan of Brunei has been in charge, Sultan Hassanal Bolkiah. He's still on the throne. He's one of the world's oldest, longest reigning monarchs. And he is the one who invited Prime Minister Modi to visit Brunei. And this is where the 2 leaders will meet. The Istana Nurul Iman Palace. It is the official residence of the Sultan and one of the world's largest residential palaces in the world. Listen to this. It has over 1,700 rooms, parking space for more than 100 cars, 5 swimming pools, a mosque that can accommodate 1,500 worshippers. There are 44 staircases inside. They're made up of 38 different types of marble. Such opulence, it should tell you something about Brunei. It's a small country, but it's very rich. In fact, it's one of the richest in the world. Citizens earn more than $77,000 a year. That's the average, $77,000 a year. And they don't have to pay income tax. They also have to spend less on staples, food, water, healthcare, even housing. The state subsidizes all of this. And citizens don't have to spend on education at all. The state provides it for free. But what makes Brunei so wealthy? It's oil and gas reserves. The government gets 76% of its revenue from energy exports, and India is among Brunei's top customers. The energy trade is a key foundation of this relationship. In 2022, the bilateral trade reached $400 million. A bulk of this was from India's energy purchases. And this is a good starting point for both sides to build their relationship on. Defense is another priority, and on this front, Brunei could use India's help. Let's look at the map again. Brunei is right next to the South China Sea. It is one of the 6 players in the region. It has claims conflicting with Beijing. Brunei's coastline faces the South China Sea. It has access to important trade routes and potentially lucrative oil and gas reserves. They have access to all of this, but Brunei faces a challenge from China. Beijing stakes claim on almost the entire South China Sea. Do you know how much oil and gas this region has? 190 trillion cubic feet of natural gas and 11 billion barrels of oil. This could be worth more than $1 trillion. China wants to grab this entire reserve, which is why Chinese forces are so aggressive in this region. So Brunei needs help to defend its interests and it is looking to India for support. Both countries want to boost defence ties. They plan to create a joint working group. It will focus on deepening bilateral cooperation in defence. There are other areas of interest, including space, technology, health, trade and investment, and people-to-people exchanges. All of it is on the table. Brunei is also a member of the ASEAN. So by courting this tiny oil-rich nation, India could secure another ally in the region. And Prime Minister Modi's visit could open a new chapter in this partnership.
Climate change is on our doorstep. It's time for a revolution to take root. And it starts with 1.4 billion Indians. It starts with one tree for humanity, one tree for Mother Earth, one tree for a future. Project One Tree, a News 18 network initiative.
Across continents, one powerful news source.
Bringing you diverse perspectives on the issues that matter.
We go beyond the boundaries to give you that little extra about every sporting moment.
So thank you for making Firstpost 5 million strong. We're counting on your support, and you can trust us to bring you the news unfiltered and unvarnished. On the show today, the T20 World Cup bandwagon has moved across to the West Indies. What can you expect?
Hello, I'm Alison Green, coming to you from Durban, South Africa. Today we have a special show.
Start with a report on India's shifting nuclear posture. For the first time since India officially became a nuclear power.
Hello and welcome to Firstpost America. I'm Aaron Ham, coming to you live from the nation's capital in Washington, D.C.